Alright. I don't know if this is too bright or not. Sorry, I'm painting this. Better. It was too close. My arm. My ear is... I'm gonna call a doctor in like a week to figure out what's going on with my ear. Anyway. What's a good opener? I'm running out of good openers right now. I'm sitting there like, what should I say? Zombies. That's it. That's the opener. We're gonna run with that. Run with it before the battery runs out.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Will, and I'm here to do another spoiler review for the newest episode of Marvel's What If. I don't remember what the official name... It's the zombie episode, okay? It's the one that's been teased, and it's full-blown Marvel zombies. If you've ever seen the comic book... I want to say it came out in the it came out in the 2010s, if I'm remembering correctly. It was written by Robert Kirkman, who is of The Walking Dead fame, but this episode is heavily inspired by that sort of alternate universe tale of if a zombie plague infected the Marvel universe. This is a spoiler review, so if you haven't watched the episode yet, I mean, come on. I've been doing this for a while now. It's here. Just... pause this, watch the episode, and come back and just hear my thoughts on it. I thought it was a good episode. It's probably the most entertaining one in terms of the Elseworld, everyone's completely screwed sort of episodes they've been doing, because this is the third in a row where if you're any alternate universe, I'm pretty sure season 1, you're probably screwed. That's just how it's been laying out. So this episode takes place during the events of Avengers Infinity War, where Hulk is jettisoned back to Earth after him and Thor and the other Asgardians are attacked by Thanos. And instead of crashing, he crashed into the Sanctum, but instead of being greeted by Doctor Strange and Wong, no one's there. It's very reminiscent of the first episode of The Walking Dead. After he leaves, he's confronted by Ebony Maw and Cull Obsidian, and then they do their speech that was originally interrupted by Tony Stark, but instead, it is still interrupted by Tony Stark, but a repulsor blast, and they end up getting eaten, which at the terrified look on the face of Bruce Banner, to the point where he sees a zombified version of Iron Man, Doctor Strange, and Wong. Before he is attacked and eaten, he's saved by Hope Van Dyne, aka the Wasp, and she basically gives us the explainer of what happened. So if you've seen Ant-Man and the Wasp, you know that Hank Pym goes into the quantum realm to save Janet Van Dyne. In this universe, however, there's the flesh-eating virus in the quantum realm that Hank, unfortunately, is killed and is brought back and ends up spreading across the world, killing just about everybody. So there's a ragtag group of heroes who have survived, and of course Wakanda is still one of the last bastions of safety left. We get a team up of Hope Van Dyne, we get Okoye, we get Bucky Barnes, we get Peter Parker, Happy Hogan, Sharon Carter. I forget the guy's name, one of Scott Lang's buddies from the Ant-Man movies, as well as, I think that's it. I think that's everybody. Everyone else is basically a zombie. They showed up trying to help, but then ended up just getting eaten and turned into zombies. Now, the messed up part with this universe, however, is that all the zombies retain their superpowers and abilities. That's just not fair. We get some really cool team-ups, especially with Spider-Man being able to wear the Cloak of Levitation, which I think is pretty dope. It's really cool how they set up the episode where you get zombified versions of all the Avengers and heroes showing up, attacking their former best friends, and slowly they're each getting picked off one by one. It's Walking Dead, it's Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead. It's every zombie trope in this episode, and it actually works really well. I think I never got into the Marvel Zombies comics. I thought it was a cool little departure, but my issue with a long form storytelling of a zombie outbreak is the same as like The Walking Dead. After a while, it's just no hope. You're just done. And it's even worse in this universe since all the zombies have superpowers. And like, you're screwed. And so everyone is slowly picked off one by one until they eventually arrive to the former base of S.H.I.E.L.D. in New Jersey, where they meet up with the Vision, who of course is still alive. And he's found a way to somewhat reverse the zombie outbreak by using the power of the Mind Stone. Because in this universe, we didn't get Thanos showing up ripping it out of his head yet, but we get a lot of similar iconography from Infinity War into this episode as well. This is where the episode gets really kind of dark and kind of like creepy. So Vision is a cyborg, or android, sorry, that, you know, of course you know Vision's an android. You've been watching the MCU as long as I have, or you've read comics for longer. You should know this at this point. Why am I explaining it to people? But this is what I do. I do it because it keeps my mind sane. This is going to turn into a therapy session. I know it is. Oh my god. Anyway, so Vision is trying to find a cure, and he's able to actually resurrect Scott Lang. Only his head. So we get a lot of head and zombie jokes from him because he does this when he's having existential dread and only being a head at this point. This is probably one of the funnier episodes and really well put together episodes too, because we get our big reveal that Vision has been luring people to this place kind of to feed them to a zombified Scarlet Witch who still has her chaos magic. That's not cool. That's not cool at all. It's really like the twist, because as Bucky's looking around the basement trying to find a way out, he finds that T'Challa is still alive. Also voiced by Chadwick Boseman. It's good to hear his voice again. But he's missing a leg. It's kind of he's been turned into a Lunchable. T'Challa Lunchables. Get that image out of your head. So they confront Vision and unfortunately accidentally release Scarlet Witch, who goes on a murder spree, killing Scott Lang's friend, eventually killing Okoye, and also launching Bucky somewhere. We don't get confirmation if Bucky's there or not. Eventually it's only Bruce Banner, Scott Lang's head, one-legged T'Challa, and Spider-Man who are left and trying to escape on the Quinjet. And Bruce decides to hold off Scarlet Witch by being able to transform into the Hulk, because he gives him a good pep talk, and that's a nice way to kind of end it. We don't get confirmations on if in this universe if Bruce Banner or Bucky Barnes have officially died. They're just kind of left hanging as the others escape. And the episode ends with a little bit of hope. Oh, by the way, Vision rips out the Mind Stone from his forehead. Very similar to how Thanos rips it out in Infinity War. That's why I said some of the iconography is kind of the same in this episode. But this is it's a subtle little nod, because Vision is trying to atone for his not so great. Listen, he did it for love. Love makes you do crazy things, really crazy things. Take that however you want. I've seen it happen to a lot of people. But in a zombie apocalypse, I've seen how many times have you watched a zombie movie? This is a question. You can comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on it. How many times have you seen a zombie movie? Someone's significant other or loved one has been zombified, and instead of doing the humane thing of putting a bullet through their brain, they decide to, I'm going to try to keep her alive because I'm like, dude, that's creepy. Listen. This is a video agreement. If I am ever zombified in the zombie apocalypse, I give any of my loved ones permission to end it. Okay? I don't know if I can post that on YouTube, but we're gonna try and see what happens. I have had a day, a week. I'm just riffing. Aha. Give it some views. Help a brother out. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe. It's like right here, I think. Subscribe. I don't know. I'm having a moment tonight. I haven't even drank anything. But anyway, this was a great episode, actually. This was a lot of fun. It's very dark, but it's not as dark. It's dark, but it's not as dark as like the previous two episodes. Like the previous two episodes, especially last week's episode, was just kind of depressing. This one is like the fun, lighter side of a zombie outbreak, if that makes sense. It's kind of fun to watch this sort of themed episode, because all these episodes definitely have followed a lot of themes. A lot of them rather follow themes of the original movies that they're portraying, or you get like different things like where you got a rip on the movie Seven in episode 3, or when you got like someone's descent into madness with episode 4, and with this one it's basically a riff of most of the zombie type films and movies and television shows. I said films and movies for some reason, even though it's the same thing. It's a riff on that genre, and I think it's a lot of fun. And I'm actually surprised we got this episode so early. I was expecting this to be like toward the end of the season, but I'm glad we got it kind of mid-season. The episode does end with a little bit of hope, where T'Challa, Scott Lang, and Spider-Man are heading towards Wakanda with the Mind Stone, hopefully to try to reverse the zombie outbreak. But keep in mind that we saw Thanos coming to Earth in the end credits. The end of the episode shows Thanos wielding the power of the Infinity Gauntlet as a zombie. Yeah, this universe, okay? It's just straight up. It's just boned without being told it was pretty. That's basically the episode 5. I had a lot of fun watching this episode. I thought it was super entertaining. Definitely a dark episode, which is on brand with the episodes that we've gotten the past 2 weeks, but not depressing like last week. Like last week's was just depressing. I felt bad afterward. Not because it was a bad episode, but it just made me feel bad. And this one, while watching characters that we've enjoyed in the movies being turned into zombified creations, or, when Okoye slices of zombified Sam Wilson in half in front of Bucky, and Bucky's like, I should feel bad, but I don't. It's kind of fucked up. But yeah, Peter Parker in the episode is definitely like the linchpin of the entire episode, which is why I think it's dope that he also has kind of the ability to use the cloak of levitation. But it seems like Scott Lang's going to need it a little bit more since he's just a head in the jar, which for me feels like a Futurama reference, if I'm really being honest. Overall, I thought it was a fun episode. It was definitely cool to kind of bring that sort of Marvel Zombies comic to life and really play with that sort of world. I don't know if we'll ever see something like that in live action. I mean, I wouldn't hate it, but again, the logistics behind it of trying to get some of these actors to come back would be kind of hard to do. So definitely probably the most entertaining one besides episode 2. All the episodes honestly have been entertaining. I've actually enjoyed every episode. In terms of memorable ones, episode 2 and probably this episode are going to be the most memorable for me. Maybe episode 4, but that's probably not a good thing because it really made me feel kind of down. But anyway, that is my review of episode 5 of Marvel's What If. Hopefully you had a chance to check out the episode before watching my review. If not, I appreciate you watching this review, and I appreciate you for checking out the channel, subscribing to the channel. Hopefully, I just crossed 300 subscribers. I'm like dumbfounded a little bit because I didn't think I was there. I mean, I thought eventually I would get to 300, and keep in mind this is 300 over the course of almost 4 years. Not complaining. I appreciate everyone who has subscribed. Thank you so much. But I do this for fun. I do this as a hobby, and I guess it's something to make me feel slightly unique, I guess, for myself. Again, I said this was probably going to turn into a therapy session. I'm really sorry if it does. But it's really cool that, people have checked me out. And not even people that I've just told. Because I tell a lot of people. Anyone I talk to. I feel like a guy on the street, like with a mixtape, saying, hey, you want to hear this mixtape? Come on, check it out. Come on. You know you want to. That's what I feel like sometimes when I do it. But then I'm so thankful when people I see like, hey, so-and-so subscribed, or hey, that number went up. That's really cool. Or when I get comments saying, hey, I really loved your review. Like, thanks. Sometimes I don't feel as confident as maybe I look on camera. I'm not confident. I have so much anxiety and other things that I probably should speak with someone about. But no, sorry, I digress. This is not turning into a therapy session. But I just want to say thank you for everyone who has subscribed, who has shared any video, who's luckily had the opportunity to be in a video with me. I do have a video with my husband that will eventually be on the channel. I just haven't edited it yet, but it is recorded. It is recorded, and that's the important fact. But this ending is running so long. I just wanted to take a few seconds to say thank you for subscribing. Hopefully you will share this with people, and it's storming outside. You might be able to hear it. Hopefully you'll share this with people. Hopefully, maybe I'll hit 400, within a couple months. I'd love to get to 500. If I get to 500, I'll do something crazy. What that will be? maybe I'll let you decide if I get to 500. I feel like I'm making these very low, like, goals. I probably should work. Anyway, as always, thank you so much for watching this and all my videos. I really do appreciate it. You can follow me on all the social media lists at the end of the video. I've got a ton of videos on the channel. Hopefully you'll decide to maybe go back and watch a couple of them, especially if you haven't started watching What If or any of the other series. Maybe you'll watch them and then check out my review and let me know what you think in the comments down below, especially with this video right here. And until next time, because this ending has gone on really long, I will catch you later. Hey, thanks for watching this video. If you did like this video, why not give me a thumbs up and share it with your friends? You can subscribe to the channel by clicking on my gorgeous little face right over there. You can follow me on all the various social media platforms right below. And last but certainly not least, if you've got a few extra minutes, why not check out one of the lovely videos floating right over here. Later.